So fucking nice. We were able to stay for free in a room in a house in Ulcinj, Montenegro. Okay, so I know Silvana since I'm 3 years old. We used to do everything together when we were like teenagers and in our early 20s. We were best friends. And so, of course, I had to tell her about the plans living a nomadic lifestyle after my gamma knife treatment in Istanbul, Turkey. So I made a 4-part video series about the gamma knife experience in Istanbul, Turkey. Here is a video about the treatment. She told me that her boyfriend's father is from Montenegro and that they have a house there and maybe we could stay there. So I contacted them. So unfortunately, they were renovating at that moment, but still, they let us live there for free in just a private room in the house. So that was so super nice. They told us we can stay as long as we want. So that was so cool because we still need to try to save money to pay back debts from the first surgery I had about 3 years ago. So, and this here is our room. So we have a bed. It's super hot, so we don't need blankets. Sometimes I use this. And here, all our supplements. Here, I kind of put that for the dishes because I have to do the dishes here. Because, so in this one here, I do the dishes here. Here's a shower. So here's just our laptops. Water, we have to buy water. The fridge is probably pretty old because it doesn't work that well anymore. So the freezer, now I figured out how to be able to freeze stuff. Like ground meat, I have to make like really flat and then I can freeze it. But it doesn't, like this stuff here doesn't get that cool. So, but hey, we have a fridge, so I'm super happy. And here, the balcony, I love that, this is super cool. And here is the kitchen. We set up the kitchen here because it's so fucking hot inside, we can't cook there, oh no. So super cool, we have 2 burners, even this little oven works really good. Here's cooking water, here's drinking water, haha, so touch. So all the cooking utensils. Here's my little kitchen. Here we hang our clothes, and I can even suntan here. On the floor, I can suntan in the morning. Over there are all the restaurants and shops and there's like souvenir stands, and it gets quite loud, so at 8 p.m. But for some reason it doesn't bother us. It's totally fine. No hot water, totally fine for showering. It was so crazy hot and humid. We took multiple cold showers a day, but that also means no hot water for the laundry machine, doing dishes, or washing your hands or whatever. There was a laundry machine not in our room, outside for also the workers to use. Yes, so in this house there were like rooms and also bathrooms and a washing machine, and it was for the workers from the restaurant. So I don't know, but on our level there were like 4, 5, 6, about 6, 7 people sleeping in like rooms and on beds, and underneath there were also more people sleeping there. So those were the workers from the restaurant. They were just there seasonally. So when we were there July, August, they were there, but in September they were gone and we were all by ourselves in that house. Anyways, back to the hot water. So no problem for showering because it was so fucking hot anyways, but no hot water for the washing machine, for doing laundry, dishes. So we decided not to use the laundry machine, also so we wouldn't be using it when the other people from the restaurant needed the laundry machine. So we just decided to wash our clothes in the shower. So here I have my laundry bag. And what I do is I'm gonna take a shower now. So I have here all the clothes I wanna wash. And here is the soap that is ready. And this I'm not gonna wash today. So, and while I shower, I'm also gonna wash my clothes. That's how I do laundry here. When I had clothes, they were worn multiple days and were more dirty, I washed them with soap. But usually I just washed every night the clothes I was wearing during the day and the last night with the cold water. Well, after 18 days, while we were staying there, I turned a switch by accident and it was on during the entire night. So the following day I was washing my hands and wow, we had warm water. Oh my gosh. So we figured out how to get hot water, and like really hot water. So, I mean, it made it much easier to clean the dishes, to do laundry. So then we did our laundry just in a like basin with hot water and detergent and not under the cold water anymore. It was much easier to wash out shampoo out of my hair. And later on in September, it actually even got a little bit cold, or at least it wasn't like super crazy hot anymore. So a warm shower was really nice then. So I'm super happy I figured that out, even though it took me 18 days and it was by pure accident. We stayed there for almost 3 months. We arrived on July 16th and stayed until September 28, 2024. In July and August, as mentioned, it was so fucking hot and humid. The last 13 days, I've been living in the west of the USA and it's super, super dry there, high desert. So for me, it was really, really hard and brutal to acclimate. Really, I had a lot of problems at the beginning. So, and we arrived there and there was no AC. Oh my gosh, no way we could survive that. So Paul, right away, he got a fan. And also when we arrived, it was like one of the hottest days. It was like in Fahrenheit, over the hundreds. It was like 105 or 106, 7, something like that. It was crazy hot. And so the fan, that little fan Paul bought, it was on 24/7. July, August, it was always on. Day, night, even when we were gone, it was on all the time. Otherwise, it was unbearable. So honestly, for like the first week, I was just like laying in bed and like it was so hot. You couldn't do anything. I finally unpacked the fans. Ooh, they're so good. They actually, I used them for doing tricks or something. Well, I've never performed with them, but I wanted to use them for performing. So I took them with me, so maybe I can practice a little bit, but now we really need them. I actually absolutely hate it when an AC or a fan blows at me, but then I needed it. I needed it really blowing at me. Because as mentioned, it was so hot and the humidity was over 78%. And it also didn't cool off at night. So honestly, when we got there, I was like, I don't know how long I'm able to endure that. So at the beginning of our stay, I had a lot of problems. Also, my face started itching. I had multiple times a day, I had to wash it with cold water, with a cloth. It just started itching over and over. I had to take multiple cold showers a day. Also, my hair, you see, it's pretty long. I could never wear it down, never. So I always had to put it up with this, and even for sleeping. So usually for sleeping, I wear a braid here, like just a braid down here. So my hair is not all over. That's how I always sleep, but I couldn't even do that. So I really had to put up my hair like really high up so I could lay down. So like this, so here, like super high up, so I could still lay down. And so I didn't have any hair here in my neck and around. So always like this constantly, because it's, yeah, I'm telling you, long hair was unbearable at that time. I love my long hair, and no, I never say never, but I don't really want to cut my hair again, short or something. But like short-cut hair when it's humid and super hot is so much better, so much more comfortable than like this. And I don't even have that much hair. I mean, I don't have like, yeah, but it was crazy hot. So I started to get not really a sore throat, but kind of something back there. I was convinced it was because of the wind blowing from the fan at me constantly that I got like a dry throat or something. Then it even went up my ears here and it started hurting there too. At night it got so much worse, and I also kept waking up because I didn't get enough air, so I didn't sleep very well. And I started coughing and suddenly also sneezing. So I was like, oh my gosh, I really don't feel good. I also started to sleep outside on the balcony because it was just colder outside than inside. It felt so much better, but of course there I also didn't get really good sleep. So once I touched my cheek and I was like, oh my gosh, it's kind of warm. So I asked Paul and he was like, oh yeah, it is a bit warm, so you should take your temperature. I was like, nah, okay, I'll take it. And yeah, 99.8 Fahrenheit, 37.7 Celsius. Not bad, but yeah, more than my normal, so it's like a little bit of temperature, so not a full grade fever. Honestly, I was almost glad to see that, but because now it all made sense that for me it was so fucking hard to endure all that. I suffered so much, yeah, because I was getting sick. The temperature actually even then later rose to 100.6 Fahrenheit, so that's 38.1 Celsius. That's not like a dangerous, crazy high fever, but it's definitely a fever. So yeah, no wondering I didn't feel well. And so again, I mostly laid outside on the balcony. It was just so much better there, it felt better. And I took a towel and made it wet, and also it's like damp, and I just put it over me to cool myself down. So yeah, as soon as I got over that sickness, everything was so much more bearable. So it wasn't that bad, but at first I really thought, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna be able to endure that here. But of course, when you get sick, everything is so much worse. So the entire July and August, it was really crazy hot and it never really cooled down. Just once we had like a little tiny thunderstorm and it was funny. You saw all the people getting out of the out to the balcony and filming it and like, oh wow, rain, and oh, a little bit more cool weather, nice. So, but yeah, it didn't really cool down. It's finally raining here in Montenegro. Wow. Finally, it's been so hot for so long. And so twice we had like heat waves that went over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So those were really crazy. Otherwise, it was bearable. It was okay with the fan and stuff. But the ones when they got over 100, it was really hot. And one of those waves where it was over 100, they usually last like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. One of those was exactly when we arrived. So it was like so crazy hard for us to acclimate at the beginning. So actually, the heat didn't bother me as much as the humidity. The humidity is a problem. I actually love the heat. I do very well with it, except I have hormonal problems, then I don't tolerate the heat. But otherwise, I really love it. So it is the humidity that gets me so much. And also, my body hates the humidity. I just don't do well with humidity. And dry heat is so much more bearable. It's so much more comfortable. And also the dry cold. It's so much better. In September, the temperatures finally dropped and it got actually so comfortable. It was so nice. We didn't even need the fan on anymore. And it was so nice. It was also quiet, like the fan wasn't on anymore. Well, it was also quiet because it was off season. So the workers were gone and outside it wasn't as loud anymore, or like not loud at all anymore. So anyways, the temperature was really so much better. It even got cold sometimes. We got the thunderstorms, several of them. And oh my gosh. Honestly, I think I've never experienced a thunderstorm so loud like in Montenegro. It sounded like it's right above you. And it's like that thunder, it's not just like a thunder, it's like a bang, not a bang, a bang, like, oh my gosh, like crazy. And every thunderstorm was like that. So not just one, they were like just crazy loud.
It is 8:30 in the morning on September 6th in Montenegro, and it is pouring rain.
So it also rained a lot. Well, it makes sense. It was very green there. So, and for me, actually, every time I see a place, a country, a city where it's really green, I always think about, somehow it has to get so green, so it has to rain a lot at some point in the year. We finally had a bathroom that didn't smell. Oh my gosh, that was so nice. In Turkey and in Serbia, unfortunately, all the bathrooms there, they just smell like sewers. It's just how they are built. So that was so nice to get into a bathroom that doesn't smell, well, unless you make it smell. But I did have a lot of problems with scents and smells. I'm very, very sensitive to basically all smells, all scents. I prefer it when it doesn't smell at all, when it doesn't have a scent, no smell, like anything. So as mentioned, in that house we were living, there were a lot of workers from that restaurant, and well, they got ready, and at least 2 of them, they used the cologne that was so fucking strong and so gross. It made me really nauseous. I got a headache, I felt dizzy and sick. And of course, we kept our door always closed, but it was so strong, it came underneath the door, it came through. So that was honestly, it was quite brutal for me. It was quite hard to handle, but hey, we could stay there for free and stuff. And it's, as mentioned, I have such a sensitive nose. For me, it's just all the smells are really hard on me, and as mentioned, it impacts. It's not just like, oh, it's a bad smell, I don't like it. No, it really impacts my health, like my brain. It changes my brain. That's how I explain it to people. It's like it changes it, and I get nauseous, I get sick. It was, yeah. But anyways, I survived it. I also always covered my nose and mouth area with a bandana. And yeah, of course, there was also cigarette smoke, and cigarette smoke is one of the worst smells. Anyways, that was really hard for me too. But luckily, that was not all the time. I mean, the workers were working, so that was great. But sometimes that was hard too. But honestly, those two, or at least that one cologne, that was even worse than the cigarette smoke. Really, it was so bad. On the balcony, I wasn't always safe either. Cigarette smoke, colognes, perfumes, cooking, washing detergents, just the world is full of smells, and yeah, it's really hard for me sometimes. But anyways, I survived it, and as mentioned, in September, they all left, and so many people left, so many tourists left, so we were the only ones left in the house, and oh, it was nice and quiet, and no smells anymore. Yeah, so that was really cool. I really enjoyed that. Paul uses about 6 to 8 lemons a day to squeeze out, to use the juice to drink it to keep his gout under control. So the lemon pulp, the leftover, we used to keep the toilet bowl clean. So we both drink methylene blue, so we both pee blue, and because of the lemon pulp, we put in a toilet bowl and we kept flushing down. We didn't stain the toilet bowl blue. So perfect. And the squeezed out lemon halves, we just put all around the balcony, outside, inside, to keep the ants away. And the oil, the lemon oil, we rubbed ourselves on our bodies so we wouldn't get stung by mosquitoes. But we still got a lot of mosquito bites. So I'm not really sure that is helpful against mosquito bites. We set up the little kitchen outside because it was way too hot to cook inside. Hell no. It was great. I really loved it. I loved that kitchen. It was so fun cooking on the balcony, and I created a lot of recipes for my other channel, Creative Carnivore Kitchen. 2 days before we left, we just came back from Split, Croatia. At night, I heard a sound, and I told Paul, hey, there is an animal here somewhere.
You got a mouse. It's a mouse.
You didn't get it!
I can't get it. It's gone.
But why is it in my fucking suitcase?
Because you left your fucking suitcase on the ground.
Okay, close it.
And it smells like meat.
There is no meat. Close it. So Paul found a little tiny mouse in my suitcase. Unfortunately, we couldn't catch it, so I don't know, it might still be there. So, but fortunately, we only had a mouse for the 2 last nights there. So I'm so glad we didn't have a mouse there for like the entire almost 3 months we've stayed there. Because the last night there, I couldn't sleep because I kept hearing it again and again, and I kept waking up Paul because I was afraid it would bite through something of ours, or I don't know. It was just really loud and irritating.
I was doing it.
It was long enough there to poop.
All right, a little bit of hydrogen peroxide, just in case the mouse.
So that will kill germs?
Yeah, it also. Okay, cool. Let's seal this up now.
Okay.
We have to check the other side.
Even though I suffered from the humidity and the smells from the workers next door, I really enjoyed living there. It was fun and adventurous, and when we left there, honestly, it felt like leaving home because we were there for almost 3 months. It was actually the longest time we stayed at one place during our nomad life so far. Again, a very big thank you to Teresia and Stevo to let us stay there for that long. We really enjoyed it, and it was such a big help. So thank you so much again. Thank you for watching. Subscribe here for more adventurous videos about Aline's adventures, about my nomad life. Stay happy, stay healthy. See you next time. Bye.